Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm excited to share a delightful treat that's perfect for hot summer days. It's an eggless, no-bake biscuit salami recipe. This quick and easy Romanian dessert is actually popular throughout the entire Europe, and it's made with simple ingredients which you probably already have at home. It's perfect for any occasion. It's actually very common during Christmas time or special days of the year. But I like to make it year-round because it's so easy to put together. It's a quick dessert, and sometimes I just don't feel like heating up my house like on these hot summer days. So it's perfect for those of you who don't feel like baking anything because it's so hot outside. It's really good and really quick and delicious. So join me as I show you how to create this refreshing and tasty treat that's sure to become a favorite. So let's get started. We will need 500 grams of digestive cookies or biscuits. I'll leave a link with examples of good ones that I can recommend down in the description box below. So I'm just using a scale because we need pretty exact amounts for this recipe. So about 500 grams. Now I'm just crushing the cookies. I'm just breaking them with my hands. So I don't like to make them really small into like powder, small size pieces. I'm just breaking them into larger pieces. And this is because I like to see a nice pattern and texture throughout the roll of cake that you're gonna see at the end. And if you make them too small, then you won't see anything. It's mostly gonna be like a mushy, creamy dessert. So I'm just using here my small Lagostina saucepan, something with a thick bottom. I'm adding the milk here, about 200 milliliters of milk, 160 grams of unsalted butter, now I'm just weighing about 100 grams of raisins. Now we have 80 grams of sugar here. I make my recipe less sweet than other regular versions out there because they're really sweet and I don't like that. So this is just the perfect amount of sweetness and sugar. I'm also adding 2 tablespoons of good quality cocoa powder, a good pinch of salt, which brings all the flavors together, and 1 teaspoon of almond extract. I'm transferring this over to the stove and we will bring it to a low simmer so that everything will melt together, and we're combining them with a whisk so that the cocoa powder and the butter dissolve and combine together with the rest of the ingredients. So just give it a whisk. Once it starts to melt, make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. So it smells so good when you make this sauce that my middle son, who's 15 years old, just ran into the kitchen to see what in the world I'm making because it smells so good. So you can imagine how tasty and delicious this is when it just comes together. Oh, it's amazing. You should give it a try. And once it comes to a boil, you turn off the heat and you remove it from the heat and bring it back to the bowl of cookies. Now I'm just pouring the cocoa sauce right over the cookies. I'm mixing it gently, don't get burnt, but just mix it gently so that they're all evenly coated with the chocolatey sauce. And you can see they're bigger parts, don't worry about it, because the outer part will actually melt away into the sauce, so it looks great. Just leave it there on the countertop for about 10 minutes. I'm also adding at the end some walnut pieces because I like the little crunch in there. You don't have to do it. This is optional, but it's really tasty, so I always add like half a cup of walnuts. And I'll just leave it on the side for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes of resting, I am giving it another mix. And so when everything is well mixed, we place the mixture onto a piece of parchment paper or saran wrap. I'm using saran wrap here because it's easier to shape it. And then we roll it and shape it into a salami-like log. So just press it down a little bit with a spoon or with your hands and just try to form it into a log. I like to use the saran wrap to bring it together. And then just press it down as I go along. And then we wrap it tightly and put it on the side. I'm moving on to the rest of the ingredients. I'm just putting the rest of the mixture again because out of this recipe you make 2 logs, so 2 rolls of the chocolate salami biscuit recipe. It looks like quite a bit, but once you're turning into a log and you slice it up, it's actually just perfect amount, and it lasts in the fridge for about 5, 6, 7 days because it's cold refrigerated and it has sugar in it, and there's no issue with it. It tastes so good. Now because it's a lot, I'm just forming it into a log with my hands. You can wet your hands so that it's not so sticky, and then you bring it together with the wrap. And then again, we're pressing it down, we roll it to form that nice log. We tighten the edges so that you can bring it even more tighter together. So make sure that there's no air bubbles in it so that when you cut it, it looks nice and dense, not airy and bubbly. So once it's in the saran wrap or in the wax paper, it's really easy to just form it. It's actually a really clean process and it's so quick to put together. It literally takes me 10 minutes. And you have dessert for the next few days, and it's so good. It's so good with coffee, with tea, with a cold glass of milk. It's really yummy. So I'm putting both of them onto a long platter or plate. And then we just pop them in the fridge for the next 4 hours. So it's good in 4 hours. We just want it to harden up so that we can slice it. Or even better, if you can leave it overnight. You can make these ahead of time for special occasions so that you're not exhausted for your day. And then the next day we slice it up. So this is just 4 hours later, and look at that. It comes so nicely together. Look at it. It's so beautiful. I'm just slicing it up. You don't have to take the saran wrap off. I am not taking it because I like to keep it in the fridge in the original wrap, but you can take it out and you can just powder it with sugar so that it looks just like a real salami with a sweet surprise. So that I'm just removing the saran wrap and I'm just putting on the plates whatever much we're eating at that time. And that's pretty much it. Look at the beautiful texture and colors, and it looks just like fudge and it tastes like fudge. It's so good, and it's homemade, so you know what's in it. It's not too sweet. Of course, you can adjust the sweetness with more or less sugar, but this is just the perfect amount. For us, it's just sweet enough. So like I said, you can just add more powdered sugar on top and just get ready to enjoy a nice and easy dessert. It's so good. There you have it. It's a delicious no-bake, eggless chocolate biscuit salami, perfect for any occasion and sure to be a hit. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tasty recipes. I'm just gonna go make a coffee and I'll help myself with a few of these yummy slices. In the meantime, you can just check out my other recipes and I hope you enjoy.